Welcome everybody to the Keeping the Score podcast presented by Corwin Motors. This week we have a lot to highlight, including Class AA volleyball honors that I missed, Class AA football honors that happened last week, and highlights of the Kally Duals wrestling matches, as well as we look ahead to a busy week of winter sports as the season gets underway. So without further ado, let's get into it. For Class AA volleyball, Glacier's Kennedy Moore earned first team all-conference honors as the Wolfpack volleyball team saw 4 players selected for the Western AA, while Flathead had 2 selections. Moore was the only Valley athlete on the first team. Allie Kruger and Mally Carroll picked up second team honors for Glacier, while Cassidy Daniels earned an honorable mention. Emma Eve earned a second team selection for the Bravettes, while Anna Bain was an honorable mention as well. My apologies to these ladies for missing your names when I highlighted volleyball teams a couple of weeks back. Moving on to football, the Glacier Wolfpack, coming off their second straight trip to the state championship, had 9 players named first team All-State for Class AA football. Senior Bridger Smith was honored at both receiver and cornerback, and he also announced his commitment to the Montana Grizzlies. So congratulations to Bridger on an amazing week. Bridger was joined on first-team offense by junior quarterback Jackson Presley, senior running back Kobe Dorchis, and senior tackle Ben Winters. Winters also announced he plans to sign with Montana State on Wednesday, so congratulations to Winters. Making first team on defense for the Wolfpack were juniors Wayne Cox, Maverick Deity, and Asher Nopik, along with seniors Mark Anner and Carson Baker. Joining them on the second team were sophomore Jesse Baines, senior Trevor Cockerill, and senior Easton Kaufman. The All-Western AA teams include more players from Glacier and Flathead. At Glacier, Wayne Cox was second team All-League at guard, as was junior Will Assel at center and defensive end. Sophomore Cooper Pelk made it at receiver, Mark Anner at H-back, Carson Baker at kick returner, and Easton Kaufman at cornerback. Flathead had several players named second team All-Western A, junior Nolan Campbell at inside linebacker, senior Lane Chivers at nickel, senior Cameron Wells at cornerback, sophomore Cohen Riley at center, and junior Will Hollensteiner at kicker. My apologies to these players if I mispronounce any of your names. Those were the highlights from Class AA volleyball and football for all state and all Western honors. Let's get into a quick recap of what happened in the wrestling matches at the Kally Duals. With wins over Great Falls High and Great Falls Russell Saturday at Flathead High School, the Braves ran their dual winning streak to 75 matches. A few players I wanted to highlight on the Braves were Aiden Downing and Gannon Wisher. While full scores were not available, Coach Jeff Thompson said Aiden Downing had 2 pins and Gannon Wisher had a fantastic day of wrestling after not wrestling for over a year. For the Bravettes, Coach Amber Downing noted that senior Bridget Smith won 2 quick matches at 155, and sophomore Alicia Cook hit an incredible double into a half for a quick pin against Great Falls High. Additionally, Downing said that Julia Kay had some high-altitude finishes that were another team highlight. Also want to mention that Julia was honored this week as her poster player of the week, as one of her highlight finishes were captured. So congratulations to Julia on that honor. Over at Glacier High School, the Wolfpack girls managed a dual win over Great Falls High, earned around several open weight classes. In a 30-18 dual loss to CMR, Brooke Yinden and Cassidy Lingo won their matches. The Wolfpack boys dropped both of their duels, though Aiden Sweat picked up a couple of pins on the day, one at 110 pounds and another at 118. That wraps up the recap in wrestling. Let's take a look at what's on tap for this week as the winter sports season is fully underway. Basketball kicks off this Friday with a lot of Valley matchups on both Friday and Saturday, so I'll be sure to highlight those matchups next week. Also on Friday and Saturday, boys wrestling has the Mining City Duels at Butte, while the girls host the Flathead tournament. Swimming also starts this week on Saturday for the Kalispell Invitational at the Summit beginning at noon. That concludes this week's episode of the Keeping Score podcast presented by Corwin Motors. Join us again next week where I'll highlight a busy week of winter sports and any other major high school news that you might have missed. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you all next week on another episode of the Keeping Score podcast. Take care. Thanks to Corwin Motors for sponsoring the Keeping Score podcast. At Corwin Motors, they're proud to be family-driven for over 100 years. Their commitment goes beyond selling cars. They're dedicated to serving our community and providing you with the highest quality vehicles to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're searching for reliability, style, or comfort, they got you covered. They understand that you rely on their website for accurate and up-to-date information, and it's their promise to deliver relevant, detailed content that meets your needs. So if you're in the market for a new Chevrolet or just want to learn more, visit CorwinMotorsKalispell.com.